Hey folks, let me know if you can hear me, and we're going to get started in just a minute. If you're out there, let me know if you can hear me okay. Hey, good morning, Mark. Oh, hey, Sal, how are you? All right, everybody. Good morning and welcome to the U.S. Jobs Report, the 10-minute trades trade room. My name is Lee Goldstein. I'm the trading director for 10-minute trades. Don't forget, all the trades we discuss are for educational purposes, and it is possible to lose money trading futures, so please trade carefully. All right. So there's a lot going on, a lot of people here this morning. Let me just do a couple of housekeeping things real quick. I'm going to set up my recording early so I don't have to think about it. Now, remember, last month there was no jobs report to trade. We couldn't trade the jobs report because it was Good Friday. The numbers were very good. 916,000 jobs were created. They were expecting about 652,000. So it might have been a good report to trade. You never know without the market being open and seeing the behavior. But I think it possibly could have been a good report to trade because the result was very different from what was expected. And that's what we're usually looking for. We're looking for a result that is different from what's expected. So we have multiple ways to trade. Now, I did also bring attention to the fact that Canada has their jobs report this morning. And for people that want a fairly low risk trade, I think the Canada report presents opportunity if you use a 10 tick bracket and targets of about 7 and 20, and you could use a 15 tick stop and enter at 0-0, and that worked for us when Canada's jobs report traded by itself. When Canada's jobs report trades with the US jobs report, we trade US. Okay. I'm not going to trade them both at the same time because the US jobs report is very often a tricky report to trade, and you need to put your attention on the index that you're trading. And there are a lot of guests here today. There are a lot of people watching on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, why don't you sign up for our channel? We're streaming live today. Just remember the streams are a little bit delayed when you watch a live stream on YouTube. But if you hit the notification bell and sign up for the channel, you'll know the next time we're streaming. We stream, I'd say 4 times a week. So I'm going to trade bonds this morning. We used to always trade gold on this report. And, you know, I looked this morning, I've been up early looking at the markets and looking at liquidity. And the gold market actually has pretty darn good liquidity compared to what it usually has. Now, it's not before the trade yet, but, you know, it's not looking too bad. But actually, hold on a second. Let's get the right market up there. That would help. So I was looking at CL for a second. So gold, still, I would consider it's tolerable in terms of liquidity. But if you read our daily report, one of the issues with gold over the past months has been liquidity. So when you look at gold and you compare it to bonds, and I'm going to trade bonds because bonds have been working. Even ZB, which we're not trading, we're trading ZN. ZB has pretty good liquidity, not bad. It's not bad liquidity. When you look at ZN, thousands of orders sitting there. So that's why on ZN and even ZB, if you're sometimes in a slow market sitting on a price level, with all those orders, sometimes that's why it takes a while to get filled. It's heavy liquidity. So I've been trading bonds on this report. The risk of trading bonds versus gold. Gold tends to reverse really quickly. Your fills could be more difficult with gold, but your profit is generally higher because it goes further. If you have a good trade and it hits your targets, you'll probably make more ticks if you trade gold. But the risk, in my opinion, is a lot higher trading gold. I do consider this a family money trade, but that's if you trade bonds. Gold puts a little bit of a monkey in the wrench because of liquidity issues and just the problems we've had trading gold for the past 6 months. Gold has been definitely more difficult to trade. There's no denying that it's been a difficult instrument. Is it related to cryptocurrency? Is it related to the Fed? Nobody can guarantee why, but it is the way it is. Gold is more difficult to trade. So I'm going to be trading ZN. I'll probably trade 5 contracts. I'm going to trade conservatively because here's something to think about. Even if the job numbers miss, the job numbers are probably going to be very good, right? If they don't reach 1 million, everybody's talking 978,000 on Forex Factory. Financial Juice has 1 million. So probably the numbers, hopefully what will happen is the numbers will beat last month, which was 916, and we'll still get a move that relates to what happened last month. But I think there is extra risk today in the report because the expectations are so high. So, but look, what we do has a risk, and it's just part of the game. When you trade news reports like we do, there is inherent risk. So if you can't deal with the risk, you don't trade the report. There are less risky reports to trade. This is definitely a more volatile report than some of the others. So you want to keep all that in mind. Now, there's a lot of people in the room. I'm just taking a peek to see if there's some people there's definitely people I don't know, but I'm looking to see if there's some people that I haven't seen in a while. Ralph, I haven't talked to you in a while. I'm assuming that's you. I hope you're doing well. And just taking a quick peek. So let's look at the last. Now, remember, last month there was no tradable U.S. jobs report. It was Good Friday. The markets were closed. So the last report that we traded was in March. I traded bonds. All right, traded bonds. I had the news off to the side. It was a very good trade. Hit my first target. I made a mess of this trade though. I made a nice amount of money. I dropped my stop. I moved my charts to the left, and I couldn't see my charts. I saw the profit going up, so I didn't panic. I couldn't see my charts until the trade was over. We made almost $600 on bonds on the last report, and that was in March. Gold also seemed to have a good move. You want to look at the beginning of the move, ideally. So gold triggers a second later also than bonds with a big bracket. And looks like it would have been a safe, very good trade on gold. So March was a good solid trade looked like on gold and bonds. I'm going to keep the news on screen so we could look at the news. I thought it was you, Ralph. I hope you're doing well. February 5th. Was 2 reports ago. And February, I traded gold. And I was watching bonds. Traded gold. And let's see, gold hit my first target, hit my second target. And I got out by shrinking my third target. We made nice money in February on gold. Bonds looked like they had a good move also. Let's check gonna check our time sync. One of the things we do is make sure that our computer is in sync with time because we're trading at a specific time with our software. And the way that we check our time sync is we go to the website time.is and it puts my computer in sync, which it just did. So that's a good thing. If it doesn't put your computer in sync, we do have other tools that we give to people so they can get their computer in sync. So let's look at our daily report. This report helps us figure out how we want to trade this trade. Now, it's important to read some of the text because there's information about gold. The January report might not have hit your targets on gold if you had a slow connection. I remember that trade in January. And I remember some people in the room saying they didn't get filled, even though it looked like a good moving report. The liquidity on gold was very poor, and it was a very fast reversal as well. And some people made money on that pop up, and a fair amount of people didn't get filled. And I remember some people lost money in January. I think that I got stopped in January. Let's see. Certainly, yeah, I got stopped in January. January was not an easy month to trade. Not an easy month to trade. So if you're trading gold, it's a bracket of 12. It's an activation time of 8:30. It's a 10-second cancel. Cancels are an area of great controversy these days because news is being released differently. It's been coming out later and later sometimes. So it's a question of, do you want to cancel 10 seconds after you know the news is out. That might be safer, might be a safer thing to do. It's possible. Gold targets 15 and 30. I personally, if I were trading gold, I would cut my first target in half and I would trade at least 3 positions, but my first target would be 7. My second would be 15, and then I would go out to 30. That way, you can possibly, if there's a quick reversal, hit your first target and get out of the trade with a small profit if it reverses on you. I think a 15 target has the potential to get missed or not filled in a liquidity market such as gold. Jaquan, I remember that happened to you, if I remember right. You had a bad issue with gold on one of the reports where a lot of people made money and you didn't get filled, right? Is that my memory correct? And that was it 2 months ago? Was it 2 months ago or longer? It was recent, but I don't remember if it was which report it was. It might have been 2 months ago, because there are liquidity questions with gold. So be careful if you trade gold. Just be prepared to get out fast. Be prepared to get out fast. Bonds, the entry time is 59. Also a 10-second cancel. I'm using a little bit smaller target. I'm using multiple positions, more than 2. So I'm trading with targets of 4, 7, and 12 because I'm trading multiple contracts. And depending on how bonds look, I almost prefer a bracket of 4, and that's another reason why I shrink my first target by 1 tick. But I've never had a case where I've increased the bracket, I don't think, on bonds. I want to look at last month, 2 months ago. And we've been pretty stable with our brackets. So our setup on bonds the setup that I use is a bracket of 3, and I'm going to use 3 positions for a target of 4, 1 position for a target of 7, and 1 position for a target of, I'll go out to 15, though I just don't think we're going to get a gigantic move today. I don't know why. I think it's possible we don't get that giant move. So I'm going for 3 contracts for just 4 ticks, 1 contract for 7, 1 for 15. So if there is a great move, I'll be able to take advantage of it. My stop is 6 ticks. My bracket is 3. My entry time is 8:29. $8:29.59. I'm trading real, and I like to label my trade ZN jobs, and that's my setup. That's the way I'm trading today. What you want to do is try to be patient with bonds. You can see that bonds are not terribly far away from where they opened, whereas gold, and I will go over that gold setup, gold has a bigger, although it's gotten less, it's $2.50 from its 6 p.m. open. From the market 6 p.m. open. So gold more usually as a norm, more volatile than other indexes. Gold's been extremely volatile to trade. We use a bracket of 12 on gold, an entry time of 8:30 on the dot. Uh, 10-second cancel. Target, like I said, 15:30 and 15 and 30 on gold. I would do something like 7, 12 and 30, 7, 15 and 30 if you're going to trade multiple contracts. I want that first, the stop is 20. I want that first target small. I want the first target small because I want an opportunity to hit the first target, okay? The key is to hit that first target. That's what I want. Now, I'm also listening. So we get results very often from investing.com. There could be results. There also could be results from Financial Juice. I listen to Financial Juice in the background, and they often announce what the results are. Bonds are trading near the high. Gold is trading near the high. I like to check my time sync more than once, so I'll check that again. And I do want to thank everybody that's in the room. There's a lot of people here watching. Who's trading with me? Anybody trading along with me? Going to the website time.is to check my sync. My sync looks good. Jaquan's trading. Anybody else? Anybody else out there trading? So normally what happens is if the news is really good, bonds tend to move down. If the news is really bad, bonds tend to move up. Same thing with gold. Okay, Mano, you're a guest, just checking us out. Nice to meet you. Fred, you're on ZN. KT, good morning to you as well. Lon, you're trading. Hope you're doing okay. And I already made the schedule for next week. A lot of interesting trades next week. I was surprised how busy it's going to be. Next week should be a good week also. Mano, you can trade. I trade minutes, but you could use tick charts. You could use, different types of candles if you want. We generally trade minutes. It's generally the way we've done it over the years. I like minute charts. There was a time we went through a Renko period We did a lot of Renko bars for a while. So I'm just watching. You could see bonds are making a new high. And that's a two-tick candle. Two-tick candle. And yes, we only trade futures. Okay, Jeremiah, you're on ZN. Futures is definitely the only thing we trade. So Financial Juice is looking for 1 million, a little bit higher than investing.com. They're looking for 978,000. So I think everyone's expecting a lot of jobs to be created. Will it be over 1 million? 1 million's the magic number, right? I think if you get over 1 million, I would hope that we'd have a good solid move in one direction if we get over 1 million. But there are no guarantees that the trade will work. We all know that. And again, I want to thank our friends on YouTube for watching also. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. You'll know when we're going to be here next week. And wow, a lot of people in the room today. It's like the old days. A lot of people. Some of my friends are here that I haven't seen in a while, I think. Can't always tell by the nicknames you all use. It's hard to tell. If you're a former member, say hello. Yeah, Steve. I thought it was you. That was the one I was thinking of. Still at it. Still at it. We're still kicking. Still kicking. Been doing this for a very long time. Very long time. Harold, nice to see you always. So, Harold, we got your ID authorized in time. It was funny. I didn't see your first email. I don't know why. I just didn't see the email. So my apologies on that. I think I was a day late. So roughly 8:30, this news comes out. Our orders go on the chart 1 second before. 1 second. And look, just because there's a lot of people here, if something were to go wrong before the trade, like bonds move 20 ticks, I would cancel the trade just by clicking that little check mark. It's pretty rare that things like that happen. Normally, you know, you make money or you get stopped out, and things happen according to the general rules of a news event. But every now and then, weird things happen, and we do have the ability with our software to very, very easily and quickly cancel a trade just by clicking that check mark. Mano, I'd rather not get into pricing now, but if you send an email to help@10minute trades, there's a variety of different ways you could get involved with us. Because we have different products that we have. We have reports, trade room, software. And then, of course, we have combinations of all of them. I think we're pretty reasonably priced, to be honest. All right, let's pay attention. We got a minute to go. I would say the hardest part of trading, my Achilles heel, is patience. The most difficult thing to do is be patient. What I want to see is I'd like to see the news come out on time, and I'd like to see more than 1 million jobs. The second important number is the unemployment numbers. So keep that in mind. It's the jobs created, the non-farm payrolls, and the actual unemployment rate. The unemployment rate is very important. So I did the same thing I did last time. Hit both my targets. I moved my stupid charts. I did it the last time. So I made $531 in 1 second. I never panic. I move my charts all the time. Looks like gold was a hefty trade. Now look, the numbers were terrible, terrible. I mean, awful. The numbers were awful. Look, we filled our targets exactly where we were expecting to. I made $531.25 in a couple of seconds. I can't believe I moved my charts when I was trying to move my stop. When I say I moved my charts, let me cancel my trade. And unfortunately, I can't stay long, folks, today. But let's take a fast look at Canada, just because I talked about trading the Canada jobs report. And let me just get the right instrument, 6C0621. Canada had a beautiful move also for low risk people. Now you could see I was a little bit conservative today, still made over $500 in 3 seconds. So look, if you enjoyed what you saw, you should go to our website. You can get involved with us for a full month for software and the trade room. A full month. We have a special 1 month deal for less than $200. So if you send me an email at help@10minutetrades.com, help@10minutetrades.com, I can get back to you later today. No matter what, this is going to be our trade of the week. This was a family money trade. And this week, natural gas was our one loser in family money trades. We made about, it was not a gigantic week. This was our best trade, $600-700 somewhere in there on just a couple of trades. We only had 3 trades this week, I believe, that worked. A couple were canceled, but natural gas was our only family money trade that didn't work. And that is the riskiest family money trade. So that happens. That's going to happen. So any questions? I want to show you a video of the report. I'll show you the mistake that I make. I do it every month almost. When I'm moving my orders, my charts slide over. And so I couldn't see my price, but I just saw the price exploding up. I wasn't in any way prepared to panic. And let's look at the numbers real quick also. U.S. jobs, today is 5/7. This report has been trading well for the past year. It went through some bad, difficult trading times. I'm going to change my charts. I'm going to take a picture. First thing I'm going to do to show the winning trade, because you'll definitely be hearing from me later, right? Because look, if you don't, I don't understand. I think people should get involved with us and trade our family money trades. They're awesome. They're awesome. I mean, Now that I'm thinking about it, we made 700, 740. I think we made about 600 bucks, 5.5 this week on 4 trades that we traded. And that's trading small. Today was the largest trade that I took with 5 contracts. Last month, I traded it with 6. Let's look at the report. Here's what the report looked like. Came out at 8:30. So what I did is I was watching the price, okay? I watched it hit my first target. And when I went to move my stop, I slid my chart over, but I saw the profit going up, 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 and up. So I didn't really do anything except move my charts back. That's all I needed to do. And I saw gold moving up, 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 and up. So I wasn't in the least worried that I was in the middle of a reversal. Also, when you look at the numbers, the unemployment rate went way up. The jobs created were only 266,000. And you have states, North Carolina and Montana, I believe, canceling federal help for unemployment. There's something wrong with some of the people that are running this country. Why would you do that? People are struggling out there. We're in a pandemic. Don't cut programs. People need money. Look at the movement. We definitely could have had larger targets. Could have had larger targets. There's a little bit of a pullback. What I was curious about was ZB. ZB is $31 a tick and 25 cents. And I think we're at the point where we might be able to trade ZB again. ZB used to be the instrument of choice for this trade. So instead of making 500, that would be $1,000 trade with the same contracts, same number of contracts. ZB is a very powerful profit machine if you get a good trade. Looks like a beautiful move also. Canada looked like they had a great move. So all in all, I'd say that we picked good setups to trade this week. We had a profitable week. I'd like to see YouTube folks definitely subscribe to the channel. I have to, if there's any questions, now's the time to ask. You can go to our website, 10minutetrades.com, www.10minutetrades.com. I will send you an email over the weekend and give you an opportunity to sign up with us. Next week, we have WASD, which is a family trade. We've got Tuesday oil report, family trade. Mark, you have an awesome weekend also. See you next week. And anybody have a last second question? This is our only event of the day. Jaquan, how'd you do? Anybody who made money, I need you to send me a picture of your chart. Jaquan, I'm hoping you made money on bonds with me. Beautiful. Nothing wrong with 7 ticks. Nothing wrong with 7 ticks at $15 a tick. So Jaquan, send me a picture. Anybody that made money, send me a picture. help@10minutetrades.com. And I want to thank everybody for joining with us. You can go to our website, 10minutetrades.com, sign up for our reports or our trade room or our software. We love doing this. We've been doing it since, 2013. And it's exciting and fun and challenging. It's not always happy, but today was awesome. And it's been a good week. And I anticipate a good week next week. I anticipate a good month. Trading Family Money Month. That's what I'm calling it. I would not take a trade if I wouldn't trade it with my own family's money. So once again, I want to thank everybody. And I'll see everybody next week. All right. Any last questions? So I made $531 in a matter of seconds. And the proof is in the video. Just Here's the video. I had 5 contracts on bonds, live charts with my real account number showing. The job numbers were terrible. I slid my chart over, but I'll slide it back real quick. You could see that giant move. And right there at that moment, 12 seconds, it hit all my targets. And I was up $531.25 in 12 seconds. 12 seconds. So that's about 45 minutes of work. Not bad. Not bad. Chantal, I guess you could close out YouTube. Thanks, YouTube. Thanks, Chris. Chris, you could come into the trade room, when we have a free trade room, and you'll see things. Maybe you're traveling or something. But all right, folks. Thanks again for watching us trade U.S. jobs, one of our favorite trades to trade. It's been a good winner over the years. And I want to thank everybody. Steve, thank you. Great way, always a great way to end the week with a U.S. jobs report winner. All right, folks, my name is Lee Goldstein, Trading Director at 10-Minute Trades. You can reach me, help@10minutetrades.com, help@10minutetrades.com. If you want to get involved with us, go to our website, 10minutetrades.com, the number 10minutetrades.com. I'll see everybody next week. Bond trades next week, oil, gas, WASD, CPI, and retail. Trap trades next week, and a new trap trade version coming out. All right, folks. See you all next week. Take care.